My tender heart, lean in close. What I am about to say is not for the noise around you. It is not for the part of you that is still performing, still managing, still holding everything together with exhausted hands. Let me speak to you now about the people who are woven into your heart, because your heart carries them, and their weight becomes part of yours in a way that is both beautiful and sometimes overwhelming. There are people you love deeply, whom you cannot fix. You see their pain with a clarity that sometimes hurts. You see their choices, and you can trace the arc of where those choices are leading with a certainty that fills you with a kind of helpless grief. You see the slow accumulation of consequence in their lives, and you feel something that is a complicated mixture of helplessness and grief, and something that approaches guilt, as if the depth of your love should somehow translate into the power to rescue. As if the fact that you cannot shift what they are doing or change what they are experiencing is evidence that your love has not been sufficient. Your love is not the same as your power. And that distinction, as simple as it sounds, is one of the most difficult things to actually live inside when someone you deeply care about is struggling in ways you cannot fix. Let me be direct with you about something that I want you to hold carefully. I love the people in your life more than you do. I know that sounds impossible when you consider the depth of what you feel for the people who matter most to you. Your love for them is real, and it is beautiful, and it is costly. It has cost you sleep and peace, and a version of yourself that did not carry the worry of watching someone you love make choices that hurt them. But I am capable of a love that is without limit, completely undiminished by anything they have done or anything they are going through, untouched by my own needs or fears or weariness, because I have none of those things. I hold each person you love with that love, in ways that your love, for all its genuine beauty and depth, cannot fully replicate, because your love is human and limited, and mine is not. You are not the answer for them. I am. And I want you to hear this, not as something that diminishes your role, but as something that can free you to be what you actually are meant to be in their lives. You are meant to be a person who reflects my love toward them, who stays present when presence is costly, who chooses them repeatedly even when the choosing is hard and does not appear to be producing results, who offers the irreplaceable human connection that is one of the primary ways I make myself known in the world. You are not supposed to carry them into their healing. You are supposed to love them and entrust what you cannot do to the one who can do what is impossible for you. I know how hard this is in practice. I see you lying awake thinking about someone who is not making the choices you know would help them, running scenarios in your mind, trying to identify the angle of approach that might finally open something. I see you rehearsing conversations that might shift something, carrying the anxiety of trying to say the right thing at the right moment. I see you placing the same person before me in the same posture of longing and concern, night after night, and wondering whether anything is actually happening on the other side of those prayers. Keep praying. Those prayers are not falling into silence. I hear everyone. I keep everyone, and I am working in places you cannot see, in conversations that have not happened yet, in quiet moments that are coming for that person when my voice will finally have room to be heard, through means that would genuinely surprise you if I could lay them all out before you now. You do not see the whole field. You see one corner of it. I see everything. Your prayers for the people you love are accomplishing something real. They may not always be accomplishing what you expect or in the timing you want, but they are not wasted, not one of them. And while those prayers are doing their work, release those people into my hands with genuine trust, not as giving up on them, as the act of consciously acknowledging what is already true. The best possible hands for the people you love are not yours. They are mine, and I am more capable of their healing and transformation and redemption than your most faithful and most loving efforts, as genuine and costly as those efforts are. Let me have them. Keep loving them. Live in the space between those two actions. That is the sustainable posture for a human heart that loves and cannot control outcomes. There is something I want to say about what you have been afraid of. Not the surface fears, not the ones you could articulate if asked, but the deeper ones that shape your behavior without always presenting themselves clearly enough to examine. The fears that have been operating below the level of conscious recognition. The fear that you will not be enough when the moment comes that requires you to be more than you are. That when the test arrives, the one that matters, you will be found lacking in some essential way. That the gap between who you actually are and who you would need to be will be too wide to bridge. The fear that the love you experience from me and from the people in your life is somehow provisional, somehow suspended on conditions that could shift. That there is a version of you or a scenario in your life that would finally reveal the limit of what others are willing to offer you. The fear that the good things in your life, the things you cherish, the relationships and opportunities and provisions that have come to you, are fragile in ways that make them dangerous to fully receive, because receiving them fully would mean opening yourself to the grief of losing them. The fear that time is slipping and the window for certain things is closing, and that by the time you are ready for what you want, you will have missed it. I want to speak into each of these fears today, not to dismiss them as unreasonable. Fears rarely are unreasonable. They arise from real experiences, real losses, real moments when things did not go the way you had hoped or planned. The fears make sense given where they came from. But I want to offer you a different frame through which to hold them. Not a frame that denies their existence, but one that changes what they mean and how much authority they have in your daily life. You will not be alone in the moments that require more than you have. I will be in those moments with you. I have resources that are not limited by your limitations. The gap between what you have and what the moment requires is not a problem for me. It is an invitation for me to show you what I can do when you stop trying to be sufficient in your own strength and start drawing from mine. The moments of your greatest inadequacy, the ones you fear most, are the moments in which I have historically shown up most powerfully in human lives. Not because I want you to suffer inadequacy, but because it is in those moments that you are most fully positioned to receive what I can give, rather than what you can produce. The love you receive from me is not provisional. I have made that clear today, and I want to say it again in this context. There is no version of you and no scenario in your life that reveals the limit of my love for you. There is no threshold you can fall below that places you outside its reach. The love is not based on your performance, and therefore cannot be revoked based on your failure. It is based on my character and my choice, and those do not change. The good things in your life are worth receiving fully. I know it is frightening to hold something with both hands when you have experienced loss. I know that the fully open hand is also the hand that feels the sting of something taken. But there is a way of receiving fully while also holding loosely, of enjoying deeply while also holding in trust, of cherishing what you have been given while keeping it in proper perspective relative to the one who gave it. I am not asking you to be indifferent to the gifts. I am asking you to hold them with grateful open hands rather than with anxious closed fists, trusting that if something changes, my love for you does not change with it. And time is mine. I made it, and I operate within it and above it simultaneously. I know what season you are in. I know what is ahead. And the things I have designed for your life are not placed on a timeline that runs out before you arrive. The window I have opened for you does not close before you are ready to walk through it. Trust my timing. It has never been wrong. It has felt wrong, sometimes painfully wrong. But what looks like delay from inside time looks different from where I stand. And what I see from here is that everything is moving exactly as it should, building exactly what it needs to build, arriving at exactly the right moment for it to do what it is meant to do. Rest in my timing. It is more reliable than your anxiety. Let me say a word about comparison, because I know it is a force that operates in you even when you do not name it directly. You see people around you whose lives appear to hold the things you have been waiting and hoping and praying for, the relationship you have longed for, the provision you have needed, the opportunity you have been working toward, the peace you have been seeking. And when you see those things in someone else's life, something complicated happens inside you before you have time to choose whether to have the thought, why them and not me? What do they have that I am missing? What am I doing wrong that they are doing right? I want to answer those questions directly. The answer is not that they have something you lack. The answer is not that they are doing something right that you are failing to do. The answer is not that I have a preference for them over you or that their prayers are more effective. The answer is simply that their story and your story are different stories, with different timings and different arcs, and different things they are meant to hold, and different things that would cost them too much if given at the wrong moment in their development. What someone else has does not reduce what is available to you. My resources are not a fixed pool that diminishes with each person who receives from it. What I give to one does not leave less for another. I do not operate according to the logic of scarcity. What flows from me is without limit, and it flows toward every life I have made, according to what that life needs and what that life is ready to hold. Your story is not behind someone else's story. It is simply different. It is running on a different timeline, building toward a different configuration, being shaped for different purposes. And the things being shaped for you are not lesser things simply because they have not arrived on the same schedule as something that arrived in someone else's life. Stop measuring your life against other lives. The measurement is false because the standard is wrong. You are not in the same race as the people you compare yourself to. You are in your own story, running your own course, being formed for your own specific purposes. The only comparison with real meaning is the one between who you are becoming and who I designed you to be. By that measure, you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, building exactly what needs to be built in this particular season. Look less at what others have received. Look more at what I am building in you, because what I am building in you is the thing that will make what is coming, when it comes, something you can actually hold and steward and be blessed by, rather than something that overwhelms you because you were not yet ready for it. Let me speak now about something that I think you have been wondering about, even if you have not put it into words. The question underneath many of your other questions. The one that has a way of surfacing in the quiet moments, in the spaces between the things that fill your days. The question runs roughly like this. Does any of this actually matter? Does my small life, in this small corner of the world, with these particular struggles and this particular story, does it actually register? Am I significant enough for what is described here to be true about me specifically? Is this kind of love actually available to someone like me, with a history like mine, with doubts as persistent as mine? I want to answer you directly. Yes, all of it. Every word of what has been said today is as true for you, specifically and personally, as it is for anyone who has ever lived. You are not a marginal case of the love I am describing. You are not someone for whom these words are technically true, but barely. You are not someone for whom I feel a diluted or diminished version of what has been described here. You are someone I made, someone I know, someone I love with the full force of what I am and what I can offer. There is no hierarchy of belovedness in which some people receive more of this love and some receive less. There is no waiting list. There is no measure of worthiness you have to meet. There is no version of your story that disqualifies you. The love I am describing today is specifically, personally, completely yours. Not eventually, not once you have become the version of yourself you are still working toward. Right now, as you are, with everything that is true about you and nothing cleaned up. This is the word over you today. Not condemnation. Not a call to do better before anything good can reach you. Not a performance review. A word of love, personal and direct, spoken into the specific interior of your specific life. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. You belong. And nothing about any of that is going to change. Let these words settle into the places that have been waiting for them. Let them go past the level of the mind, which can receive information without it actually changing anything, into the deeper places where transformation happens. The places that have been hungry for this. The places that have been waiting, sometimes for a very long time, for something true and solid and personal to land in them. You are loved. You are held. You are accompanied through everything that is coming, and everything that is here, and everything that has already passed. You belong to someone who will never abandon you, and never run out of resources for your life, and never stop working on your behalf in ways you cannot see. That is the reality you are living in, whether or not it is the reality you feel in any given moment. And in the moments when you cannot feel it, when everything inside you feels the opposite of what I have said today, you can return to what is true. Not to the feeling, but to the truth. And the truth is, patient enough to wait for the feelings to catch up. The truth will still be here when the hard moment passes. And it will be here in the hard moment too, held by someone who does not need your cooperation to remain. This is the ground. Stand on it today. There is a conversation I want to have with you about prayer. Not about the theology of it, not about the mechanics of how it works, but about what it actually is and what it actually requires of you. Because I think your understanding of it may be making the practice harder than it needs to be and less nourishing than it is meant to be. Prayer, as you have often approached it, has contained a kind of formality, a sense that certain conditions need to be met before the conversation can truly begin. That you need to be in the right frame of mind, the right emotional state, the right degree of spiritual readiness. That you should have something meaningful to say, some real request of sufficient weight to justify bringing it to me. That the words should be formed in a particular way, with particular reverence, and that the whole exchange should feel, at some level, appropriately serious and sacred and elevated above the ordinary. I understand where this came from, and I am not saying that reverence is wrong, because it is not, but I am saying that the formality has sometimes become a barrier, that the internal requirement of the right conditions has meant that prayer only happens when everything aligns just so, and when everything does not align, which is most of the time in a full and ordinary human life, the conversation does not happen. And so we go long stretches, you and I, with very little actual contact. And the distance grows not because I moved, but because the conditions that seemed necessary were never quite right. What if prayer was simpler than that? What if it was just talking? The way you talk to someone you trust when you are walking somewhere together, and the words come out as they come. Not polished, not carefully arranged, not designed to create a particular impression, just the actual interior of what is happening for you. offered to someone who is genuinely interested and who is not evaluating the quality of the offering, but simply receiving it as it is. That is what I want from you. That is what prayer is meant to be between us. Not a performance, not a presentation, a conversation between someone who is loved and someone who loves. And conversations do not require perfect conditions. They happen in the middle of the ordinary. They happen in short fragments and long silences and moments that are not particularly eloquent. They happen because two people want to be in contact, not because everything has been carefully arranged beforehand. I want to be in contact with you throughout the day, not only in the designated moments you have set aside. In the small moments, the gap between one thing and the next, the second before sleep, the first waking thought, the moment of frustration or beauty or boredom or fear or gratitude. All of those moments are access points. All of them are invitations, and none of them require you to have your thoughts organized or your emotions calibrated or your faith at a particular level before they count. Bring me the unorganized thoughts. Bring me the half-formed feelings. Bring me the things you do not know how to articulate. I know what you mean even before you find the words. And the finding of the words is for you, not for me. The process of speaking your interior life, even haltingly, even in incomplete sentences, does something in you that silent carrying cannot do. It externalizes what has been internal. It brings it out of the room where it has been circling and into the space between us where it can be received and responded to, and sometimes transformed in ways that silence does not allow. Talk to me throughout the day. Not formally, not elaborately. The way you would talk to someone who loves you and who is actually present in the same space you are moving through. Because that is what I am. I am present in the same space. I have always been. The barrier has never been distance. It has been perception. And perception changes as you practice turning toward me in the small moments as well as the large ones. As you develop the habit of awareness, the noticing that there is someone here in this ordinary moment, interested in what is happening for you and glad to hear it. Let prayer become the texture of your day rather than an event within it. Let it be the continuous, low conversation of a life oriented toward someone who is always listening, always interested, always glad you came. Let me now speak a few words that I want you to carry with you past this moment. Words that you can return to when the day becomes difficult, or the weight becomes heavy, or the distance feels greater than it actually is. You are not forgotten. In the moments when you feel most invisible, when life seems to have moved past you without noticing, when the people around you are consumed by their own stories, and there is no one paying attention to yours, I am paying attention. I see every detail. Not one breath you have taken has been outside my awareness. Not one tear you have cried has gone uncounted. Not one prayer you have whispered in the dark has dissolved into silence without reaching me. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are known by the one whose knowledge of you is complete, and whose love for you, grounded in that complete knowledge, is unchanged. You are not defined by your worst moments. Whatever you are most ashamed of, whatever you keep returning to when self-condemnation begins to speak, whatever chapter you wish most that you could remove from the record of your life, it does not define you. It is part of your story. Yes, it happened, and it cannot be unhappened. And I am not asking you to pretend otherwise. But a story is more than any single chapter. And the chapter that most embarrasses you is not the final word on who you are. The final word on who you are is mine. And my word is beloved. My word is redeemed. My word is chosen and held and carried and loved. You are not alone. This has been said in different ways throughout everything I have shared with you today. but I want to say it plainly here at the close. Whatever you are facing, you are not facing it alone. Whatever season you are in, I am in it with you. Whatever comes next, I will be in that with you too. The aloneness you sometimes feel is real as a feeling, but it is not accurate as a description of your actual situation. Your actual situation is that you are accompanied. You have been accompanied every moment of your life, and you will be accompanied through every moment that remains. Take those three things with you. Return to them when you need them. They will still be true when you come back to them. They will be just as true then as they are now, because they are grounded in me and I do not change. I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you. That is the beginning and the end of everything I have said today. And it is the beginning and the end of everything that is true about your life. You are loved. Go and live in that. Before I close, there is something I want to address directly. Something about the way you have sometimes felt in seasons of spiritual dryness, when the faith that once felt vibrant and alive has become, over time, quieter than you would like. When prayer feels like speaking into something thick and absorptive that does not echo back. When the sense of my nearness that you have experienced in other seasons has faded into something more muted, and you find yourself wondering whether what you had before was real or whether you are simply a person who had a season of something and is now finding their way back to ordinary. I want to speak to that experience directly because it is one of the most disorienting things a person of faith can go through. And yet, it is one of the most common. Almost everyone who has pursued a genuine relationship with me goes through seasons of dryness. Seasons where the felt sense of my presence is dim. Seasons where what used to feel natural and life-giving feels effortful and uncertain. Seasons where the faith that once felt like a living, breathing thing in your chest feels more like a set of ideas you are choosing to maintain without the accompanying emotional reality. Those seasons are not evidence that you have done something wrong. They are not punishment. They are not necessarily evidence that you have drifted. Sometimes they arrive in lives that are doing everything right and are simply in a season of spiritual formation that requires the felt supports to be temporarily reduced so that something deeper can grow in their place. There is a kind of faith that is comfortable and confident when it is accompanied by strong feelings and clear experiences of my presence. And there is a deeper kind of faith that has been trained through seasons of dryness to continue even without those supports. To choose me not only when choosing me feels wonderful, but also when it feels like an act of will against the grain of everything your senses are telling you. That deeper faith is worth more than the comfortable faith. Not because the comfortable faith is false, but because the deeper faith can hold when everything else shifts, and the comfortable faith sometimes cannot. If you are in a season of dryness right now, I want you to hear this clearly. I am not less present. I am not farther away. The reduction in felt experience does not reflect a reduction in actual presence. I am here in the dryness exactly as I was in the fullness, holding exactly the same love, offering exactly the same access, available for exactly the same conversation. The channel has not closed. Only the texture of reception has changed, and that change is something I am doing in you for your development, not something that is happening to you against my will. Continue to show up in the dryness. Continue to speak even when it feels like speaking into emptiness. Continue to read and to pray and to choose me even when none of it feels like anything. You are building something in the dryness that the seasons of fullness could not build. The roots are going deeper. The faith is getting more durable. And the day will come when the sense of presence returns. And when it returns, you will find, to your surprise, that you are different than you were when it left. Steadier, less dependent on the feeling, and more anchored to the fact. more capable of holding the people around you through their own hard seasons because you have been through yours. The dry seasons have purpose. They are not abandoned seasons. They are seasons in which I am working in ways that the felt fullness would actually interrupt. Stay the course. I am here. I am always here. And the season will turn. I want to say something now about the particular kind of weariness that settles in after a long time of waiting. Because you know this weariness, it is not the same as tiredness from exertion or exhaustion from a hard day. It is a more specific and in some ways more draining thing. The weariness that comes from hoping for something for a long time and not receiving it, and hoping again and not receiving it again, until the hoping itself begins to feel like a kind of labor rather than a comfort. And the hope gets heavy because you have been carrying it so long without seeing it answered. You have been in seasons of waiting. Some of those waiting periods have resolved beautifully, and you have seen how the timing was right in ways you could not have orchestrated yourself, and those resolutions have strengthened your trust. But some of the waiting is still ongoing. Some of the things you have been hoping and praying and working toward have not yet arrived, and the gap between what you have been trusting for and what you can currently see is real and sometimes discouraging. I want to speak into that gap. First, I have not forgotten what you asked for, not the specific thing, not the way you phrased it when you first brought it to me. I have not forgotten any version of it. My attention has not wandered. My commitment to your flourishing has not wavered. The thing you are waiting for has not been overlooked. It is fully known and fully held by me. It is being prepared. Not in the vague way that phrase is sometimes used to mean nothing very specific. In the actual, concrete, specific way. There are circumstances being arranged that your waiting is part of. There are things in other situations being moved into position that need to be in a certain configuration before what you are waiting for can arrive and be received as it is meant to be. All of it is moving toward a specific moment. And when that moment comes, you will understand in retrospect why it was not sooner. Second, the waiting itself is not wasted time. You are not standing still while life passes you by. Even when it feels as though nothing is happening, things are happening inside you that would not be happening if the answer had come immediately. Patience, active patience, the kind that keeps showing up and keeps hoping and keeps trusting even when nothing visible is changing, is one of the most formative things a human being can practice. It shapes something in you that ease cannot shape. It develops a quality of trust that only grows through having to trust when you cannot see. And that quality of trust, once genuinely developed, becomes part of the permanent structure of who you are, available to every future situation where you will need it. Third, while you wait, continue to live fully in the life you have right now. Not as a resignation, but as the recognition that this is your actual life, happening right now, and I am in it with you, and it has real content and real gifts and real moments of beauty and connection that will only be available to you if you are present to them. The waiting season has its own specific gifts. They are not the gifts you asked for, but they are real, and they are for you. Stay with me in the waiting. It will not last longer than it needs to. Let me say one final thing about faith itself, about what it is and what it looks like when it is honest and healthy and real. Faith is not the absence of doubt. This is perhaps the most important thing I can say about it. Faith is not a state of perfect certainty in which all questions have been answered and no uncertainty remains. If that were faith, almost no one would have it, because almost everyone who is honest about their interior life has questions, has moments of doubt, has periods where the certainty is thinner than they would like it to be. Real faith is choosing to move in a direction, choosing to trust, choosing to act on what you believe to be true, even while uncertainty coexists with that belief. It is not the absence of the question. It is the decision to keep walking even while the question is still open, to keep praying even when you are not certain the prayer is reaching anywhere, to keep trusting even when the evidence available to your senses seems to point in a different direction, to keep showing up to a relationship even when the relationship does not always feel the way you want it to feel. That is the faith I honor, not the performance of certainty, not the pretending that the questions are not there, the honest, imperfect, continuing choice to keep orienting toward me even in the middle of the uncertainty. That is the faith that moves things. That is the faith that has always moved things in every life and in every generation. And that is the faith that is active in you, even on the days when you are least sure of it. Your faith does not have to be perfect to be real. It does not have to be strong to be honored. It only has to be genuine. And genuine faith, however small, however mixed with doubt, however worn down by the length of the waiting or the weight of the difficulty, is enough. It is more than enough. It is exactly what I work with. It is the seed from which I produce the fruit that surprised you by arriving at all. You have faith. Even now, even in the doubting, the fact that you are here, listening, receiving, hoping that any of this is true, is evidence of faith. And I receive it exactly as it is, without asking it to be more than it is before I meet you in it. Come as you are. I have always been saying exactly that. Amen. If these words met you somewhere real today, do not let the moment pass. Do one small thing with it. A prayer more honest than usual. A moment of stillness where you allow yourself to be held. A decision to receive the love described here rather than perform your way toward deserving it. And if someone in your life is carrying a weight that has become too heavy, share what you received. This love does not stay in one heart when it truly lands. It moves outward. It wants to find other hearts. There are people around you who need to hear that they are seen and held and loved by someone who will not let go. Go and carry it. I will be with you in every word of it. I am always here.